When you start designing a concept, there's always a story about how you begin the journey. It usually involves long discussions about how it will work and who it will end up benefiting. B2Broker has been in the fintech business for more than 7 years, focusing on producing software to provide clients with technology and liquidity. As well as the data in order to facilitate trading in various assets, trading instruments, cryptocurrency, and everything that institutional and individual traders are now interested in. The MarksMan product that our team developed was created about 3 years ago. We are now in the third version of the product, which is a platform for delivering liquidity and hedging price risk. When we first started this project, it was Arthur, me. We began by outlining the system by figuring out what parts it should consist of, who it has to benefit, and what can be given up, which is also important because we wanted to make as efficient a product as possible. After outlining the product, we decided that it could be developed, and we began to focus on the technologies required to build it. The only question was how it should be built. And after some time researching what would be the best technology stack, I spent a week or maybe more on researching what could develop and solve our problems. I chose Golang from a variety of systems and languages and environments. The language is fairly young, but has very strong support in the engineering community, being used by Google and Microsoft, among others, which base many of their products on it. I would like to discuss a few issues. How are we doing with the integration? Everything is okay. We get liquidity from them. I joined the company in the summer of 2018 and was eager to learn as much about the field I was now working in. Much of this included learning the terminology used in the environment. At first, I was dizzy with new terms and my notebook was full of drawings. I had to learn all about market depth, how prices are sorted, and in what direction, but little by little, with the help of Maxime, we began to develop it. We had to deliver asset quotes and didn't have our own exchange, B2Trader, so we collaborated with an American company, which was not ideal, but at the time we had no alternatives. After a year and a half, with 2 new Golang developers on our team, we decided to review the approach to the system. This was because we had gathered even more requirements during the year and a half that we initially thought, and the product had to make a pivot. The transformation was taking the system from a liquidity distribution system where we actually process multiple sources and form a single data array into a tool to hedge risks carried out by a trading platform. This shift was multi-layered, diverse, and some things required radical changes. I joined the MarksMan team in 2021 when the product dealt exclusively with liquidity distribution. With my arrival began the development of features related to market risk hedging. Before joining B2Broker, I had been working at a hedge fund for 10 years, and we used very sophisticated strategies for hedging. The word hedge in hedge fund refers to hedging, which included using derivatives such as futures, options, but all that stayed in the hedge fund world. When I came into the field of technology and liquidity, mainly aimed at the cryptocurrency market, I found myself in a completely different world. Cryptocurrency today, for the most part, means spot-to-spot instruments, spot trading, etc. So when someone from the spot trading industry talks about hedging, what they mean is that when they buy a digital asset, that platform must connect to a liquidity provider and make an offset transaction in order to hedge the price risk. For example, if the market price moved and the price of a digital asset doubled, it means that the trading platform could take a loss. and that means that in order to avoid the losses, the platform has to make the offset trade with the digital asset. So it's two completely different worlds. On the one hand, derivatives, futures, and options value at risk calculations with the assets in the portfolio that has to be hedged, and on the other hand, there are back-to-back trades that just hedge spot instruments with spot instruments. The tasks are completely different. I had to readjust and approach everything in a different way. In order to do this, we had to choose a pool of features and organize the process. For all that, a pool of features was formed. We understood what we were doing, we imagined how it would develop, and we required better organization of the process. So, we had a project manager who organized the process. In fact, Julia is responsible for the rhythm of development, for the releases of new features, and for some intermediate results. There have been many different tasks and special requirements, so we expanded our team to include people with the right development skills. For example, Yura is the team's leader. With him, the entire MarksMan story also began. He started developing this product. He became the team leader, and we grew together with him, learning new things both in development and in processes. I'm personally responsible for the process, so I try to motivate the team members in the right direction so we can see a real improvement from where we were to where we are now. This is very important for the team: gradual growth, development, evaluation of their results, their victories, because this is their motivation, this is their work. Working on this product is not just a job where you come in at the beginning of the day and leave at the end. It's a full life cycle because you live with all the failures, all the victories, and you wonder about all the customers that your product serves. I am very proud of the fact that the MarksMan team was motivated from the very beginning. I don't even know how to explain it, but the team is very self-organized, motivated, and they enjoy what they do. We have the wonderful Sasha on our team, who came in a bit less than a year ago and immediately got involved in the product, working on one of the most important functions called synthetics. Synthetics is now in production, and at the moment, Sasha also has a lot of tasks linked with our global plan. I joined the MarksMan team 7 months ago. After a period of getting to know the project and main services, I received my first independent task on synthetic services. This tool allows the user to form new currency instruments using already existing market instruments as components. For example, if we want to get a quote of Ripple to the Belarusian ruble, we can take the market quotes of Ripple to the dollar and the dollar quote to the Belarusian ruble, and by mixing them inside the synthetic service, multiplying prices and calculating volumes using the formula, we can get a ready synthetic liquidity pair to the Belarusian ruble. Access to liquidity and access to hedging was very limited because access involved relationships with big banks and prime brokers. The way MarksMan changed that was to democratize the access. Now you don't have to have a relationship with a prime broker anymore. You just have to get a platform like MarksMan, and it will provide access to the liquidity of any trading instrument. This can include synthetic pairs, fractional instruments, perpetual futures, derivatives, spot instruments, cryptocurrencies, any trading instruments, any assets, and digital assets. With MarksMan, you can get access to that liquidity and give your users open access to those instruments, provide an organized trading, and during such trading, the platform is open to price risks. Because the price of an asset can change in one direction or another unexpectedly, the platform needs to hedge risks. And the MarksMan allows you to do this easily and effortlessly. Therefore, the MarksMan is a novelty despite the fact that there are similar products in the market. Such features of the MarksMan, like delivering liquidity of synthetic pairs, fractional instruments, and all cryptocurrencies available in the market, distinguish MarksMan from other similar liquidity hubs and provide good growth prospects. We are also driven by external forces for continually improving our product. For example, a few years ago, new instruments appeared on the cryptocurrency market called perpetual futures and swaps, and we will develop those as well. Because it is super new and trendy, we would like to implement it. And at the same time, all the other platforms that implement it will do it in their own way. As with any new idea and technology, it is very important to remain a balance. That is so the cost of the implementation will not exceed the period of recruitment, because we can put all our efforts into the product, but if the consumer is not ready, in this case the trading platform, and if there is a chance that some standard will come next year, we do not meet this standard, then most likely we will have wasted time. The MarksMan product, the MarksMan Liquidity Hub, is a platform as a service, and is now in its third version. The third version integrated the ability to hedge market risks, and the product is now divided into packages: Basic, Advanced, and Enterprise. The Basic package offers liquidity delivery and risk hedging within the MarksMan ecosystem. The MarksMan ecosystem consists of a liquidity hub, which is connected to partners that supply liquidity and allow the client to hedge risks on their platform, as well as clients' stock exchanges or broker platforms that consume liquidity from the ecosystem partners and hedge their risks on them. The Advanced package gives access to external liquidity providers in addition to liquidity and hedging risks within the ecosystem. In particular, it is possible to have one connection to an external liquidity provider to be able to receive liquidity from some instruments within the ecosystem, for other instruments from the external liquidity provider, and also to have a flexible approach to hedging price risks using both ecosystem partners and external liquidity provider. The Enterprise package is the most advanced package. It contains all the features of the Basic and Advanced MarksMan package, plus includes the synthetic engine, which allows you to form synthetic pairs from the liquidity that MarksMan can obtain, fractional instruments, synthetic crosses, and other synthetic instruments. The Enterprise package also allows the user to connect to 6 external liquidity providers at the moment, and we plan to increase this number indefinitely in order to receive liquidity from these providers and to hedge risks on the platforms that are most convenient and profitable for the client.